Hello folks, today is June 24th, 2016. My name is Jake Baldino. Welcome to the Untitled Friday Gaming News Show thing. Really good to be back in the saddle here after E3. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Not considering E3 stuff because we already covered all that. Go check it out. I made a playlist just for all the E3 videos we did. Super proud of what the team pulled off this year. It was a good time. Also, I don't know if you guys know it, but as of this week, the Nintendo 64 is 20 years old. So big up to Nintendo 64 for being an old fuck, and for me feeling like my life is slowly falling apart. But let's get into the first thing this week. A really cool short film made completely in Unity titled Adam. I know we see a lot of these cool tech demo short film things with robots, but this one looks really, really great. So I think if you're a graphics whore, you should check it out. I linked all the stuff I talk about today down in the description below, so, go over there. But what was really the laughing stock this week is this Overwatch clone. It's actually a mobile game, and it's called Legend of Titan. This was developed in China. It's clearly a blatant ripoff, but I gotta say, it's pretty impressive that they emulated it that well for mobile. Sure, the frame rate looks like shit, but oh my god, the characters and the gameplay and everything is exactly the same. It's so blatant, it's hilarious. We all had a really good time, but apparently the developer of it responded on Reddit through translation, stating that it was really just used for educational purposes and to demonstrate how easy it is to replicate and rip off game systems for mobile. So I guess that's good. I don't think they're actually going to try and market and sell this thing, but I think the reality is that even if they did, people would have bought it. People would have played the shit out of it. You're telling me that some little kid out there that doesn't have a nice shiny new console but has an iPhone and $1 to spend on the App Store isn't going to see this and get really excited? That's just the nature of how these rip-off things work for mobile games, and it's unfortunate. So I don't know if you guys remember that Game Boy thing that Hyperkin is making, but now it's taking pre-orders, and this thing looks super nice. It's basically a Game Boy base that you slot your phone into, and it turns your phone into an actual Game Boy. We've seen stuff like this before, but Hyperkin's actual implementation seems to be the best one, and it's only going to be $60, and I think that's pretty interesting. It's going to be fairly open. Of course, this is an Android device. It's officially releasing December 1st, and this isn't like an endorsement or anything, but I'm kind of into it because I do like playing Pokemon on my Android phone, so hey. And in other news, Steam sale, Steam summer sale. Holy fuck! Can you fucking believe it? Yeah, Steam summer sale is here, and it's pretty good. Steam, doesn't really do the flash sales anymore, so sometimes the deals aren't absolutely as crazy, but things are pretty good this year. I already bought a ton of shit. Stardew Valley. Doom's half price. You should have fucking bought that at full price though because it is so good, but Doom's on sale. If you're a VR person, there's a lot of VR sales. All the Sonic games are still on sale, but most of them are still way too expensive than they have any right being. You can get this War of Mine for like $5. You can also get Ark for like 15. I don't know, Fable Anniversary? I'm fucking buying that. Hey, I just bought another game right here while I'm making the show. Okay. In conclusion, capitalism. There's a lot of good shit if you're a PC gamer or somewhat of a PC gamer. Steam sale is definitely worth taking a look at. And one of my favorite reveals from E3 is the new God of War game. And we got snippets of new details after the reveal this week. We got some details about the gameplay. Apparently, it is all based on this axe. And they use the triggers, which I think is very interesting. But there's a system between using the axe, throwing the axe, and using your fists. And I think that could be pretty cool. It's interesting though because it just seems so much slower than the original God of War. But what I do appreciate, and I did get to actually see a better example of this at E3, is the fact that you level up both Kratos and the boy. Which is very cool because you can get more abilities for both of them as the game progresses, and you kind of become a daddy-son force to be reckoned with. Not to predict things, but I am calling it that this son is a bastard that Kratos had with Thor's wife, and now Thor has it out for Kratos, but I'm just getting really deep into the Norse mythology, but I hope that's the case because that could make a really cool story. Spoiler alert, maybe. And apparently, word on the street, according to some FCC filings, there's going to be a new DualShock 4 controller. People are using this through this new filing, and the way the numbers sync up, it usually is the same or similar when it's just a new special edition or a new color of a controller, but this is a completely different number, so people are speculating that maybe this is going to be a new PlayStation 4 controller, maybe with the PS Neo, or maybe it's an Elite controller similar to the Xbox One Elite controller. Either way though, I'm all for it. I love the idea of constantly evolving controllers. Like, look at the first Xbox. Do you remember how bad that first controller was? Then they updated it and things were great. Yeah, does it suck to buy a new controller because they're like really expensive now? Sure, but you could just not buy it. I didn't buy the Xbox Elite controller because that thing is fucking ridiculously overpriced.
Have you used it though?
I have used it. It's really
so
nice.
nice.
It's so good.
Nice.
And in other news that I thought was very interesting, according to Sean, the lead from Hello Games behind No Man's Sky, apparently they were embroiled in a big legal battle over the use of the word sky in the name of the game for over 3 years, and the lawsuit has finally been settled. And I gotta say, that's definitely the case for the last minute delay. But apparently there was a legal dispute with Britain's Sky TV, which is fucking bullshit. Did you just own the word sky? How does that work? How does the world work? But I gotta say, I'm glad that's not a thing anymore, and now maybe we could finally get No Man's Sky. And a developer himself said it very well in his tweet. Secret, stupid, legal nonsense. Well said. And speaking of a European game developer, the thing in the news right now is Brexit, with the people of Britain voting to leave the European Union. Now, I'm just a dumb American. I have no place to tell you guys how to feel about that. But there have been questions with a lot of UK game studios. A lot of great games and a lot of great game companies are in the United Kingdom. So how are these new changes and eventual changes in regulation going to affect the people that make some of our favorite games? So honestly, I'm just giving you guys this information for those of you that do care. There is a great Game Informer article down below that I linked that kind of just sums up the state of things and what developers are thinking and what things could lead to down the line. The dust is still settling from all this and everybody's still freaking out, so we don't know yet. But if you do like to be read up and knowledgeable on this stuff, it's down there. Also, in some breaking VR news, Oculus is apparently removing their DRM restrictions that were blocking the Vive compatibility hacks. You know, we talked about those a few weeks ago. Yes, apparently today they updated the Oculus Home that removes all that DRM nonsense and basically paves the way once again for VR to kind of be more of an open platform. And as someone who is invested and excited for VR, I've been saying this. Yes, open that shit up. Let VR succeed any way it can. So I think this is good progress, but it also begs the question. You remember last week Valve announced that they were doing more funding for VR games in order to combat VR exclusives and to really try and open up the platform again? Well, maybe it worked and maybe Oculus is reacting to this. Regardless though, I think it's a good thing. And in some lighthearted news, like, I like sharing shit that people make in games because it's always just so amazing that people can bend video games to their will. Well, check out Shirecraft. I don't usually talk about Minecraft that much, but I think it is worth mentioning this time because this is over 1,500 players that contributed over 5 years of work to make this massive map. This Shirecraft server is massive. It has a bunch of different districts, all types of buildings, foliage, a full rail system, and it's really ambitious. If you can tell by the images, this is like really impressive shit. People can do really cool things. And last but not least, if you haven't hopped over to my personal channel yet, go over there. This weekend I'm putting out a video on Resident Evil 7 because I have a lot to say about it. So if you ever wanted to watch a white guy ramble about Resident Evil for like 10 minutes, go over there, check it out.
Oh, cool, because there's nowhere else they can find that.
I know, goddamn. I saw a lot of you guys losing your minds because last week we didn't do a giveaway because we were doing E3 coverage. I regret to inform you that we are canceling the giveaway forever. Just kidding, no we're not, idiots. You guys know the deal. Every single week there's a form below, you click it, you sign up once to enter, you enter once, you're entered forever, and then every single week I go in and I pick a random winner to win a free game of their choice. This week's winner is... Congratulations, you won. Check your inbox. I'll be hitting you up soon. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, guys. It is kind of like a slow week, but I tried to dig up some interesting shit for you guys. And then there's still all the dust settling from E3, so if you guys want to talk about that, let's talk about anything down in the comments below. Did you get anything on Steam sale? How do you feel about God of War's new direction? I am all about it. And have you ever made anything in Minecraft that is actually worth telling anyone about? I know I haven't, but let's talk about any of that down in the comments below. You guys know I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and now Snapchat for the kids. Follow me on any of those things if you want to hang out and talk about video games. Be my friend. Thank you guys so much for watching. I missed doing this last week. I'm so happy to be back. Clicking the like button helps me out so much, helps gameranx out. We get to do this show, and we get to do more shit for you guys. Subscribing if you're new is a good idea because we put out videos every single day. Usually not shitty like this though. Usually our videos are much better. I promise. I'm sorry. But you guys know the deal. I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.